technology that Rocky Mountain has developed, especially with the, as you know, our new coaster, or the rehab coaster in Dallas too, with the new track and all. So we're basically just rehabbing a couple corners of the ride on the north section, and it's we're putting in some of the new type of tracking and some of the new blocking for it. So as we go around that ride, we won't do a complete rehab like we're doing in Dallas, but as we rehab the ride, that's the type of track and the type of things that we're going to be putting on the ride. So it obviously lasts a lot longer, gives a much better ride, more smoother ride, and so on. So, and I just missed. I was down in Dallas last week to deliver my long-range plan, and I just missed being able to ride the new coaster right now. They were switching the train for the film shoot that they were doing last week. So, but it is just going to be a fantastic ride, and I hope you guys get down there and ride it. So, everybody that's ridden it so far is just fast and smooth. I don't know if you've ridden the Texas Giant before, but it was a bit of a rough ride at times. So all that is gone. Plus, with the reprofiling of the drop and the banks, it's just a great ride. Of course, you're riding in a Cadillac now, and literally, and it's just a great ride. They really did a great job with it. So hopefully, you all get down there and do that. Yes.
Suppose you have removed level 6 from the equation?
Yes, level 6 is no longer part of our idea. Sorry.
It's fine, it's fine. Anyways.
All right. Yes.
I understand that when the Six Flags Parks in Texas did away with the lockers and now they're going back to the gyms of the rides, is that going to happen at Bizarro?
No, we're staying status quo at Six Flags New England. We think the lockers work great for us, and we're going to stay with the lockers. One of the things that we are doing though is we are putting cup holders on the ride docks for your souvenir cups, so you no longer have to lock them up. I mean, the last thing you want you to do is have to wait in line and be thirsty and so on. So you're going to be able to bring your souvenir cups with you. So there'll be racks and they'll be numbered, and you just put your cup in there, and when you're done with the ride, you just take your cup.
The mandatory lockers for like Bizarro and all that, are you still charging for those?
Yeah, and nothing's changing with what we're doing.
Still be $1?
Still be $1. No change in price. Yes, sir.
Any plans to relocate the pop jet fountain that you put into Thomastown?
Yeah,
maybe somewhere else in the park for people to cool off or whatever.
Yeah, we were actually discussing that. There won't be anything this year because, unfortunately, the way the pop jets are built, it's really custom for that area. So we can take the mechanisms, the filters, and those types of things, and move that. But the pop jet itself, so we'll have to redesign and figure out if there's a better area for that. One of the things that we are looking at for Fright Fest, though, is making another maze up in the Thomas area. So I don't know whether or not we'll be able to do that this year, but those are one of the things that we're looking at for that area, just to keep it up and vibrant. Yes.
With the train itself, obviously you can't move it from the town, but does that have any chance of coming back in the future? Or?
Well, I love trains. Trains are my favorite rides in theme parks, outside of roller coasters, obviously. But we are trying to figure out if we can put that somewhere else in the park. As you know, our park is very challenged with space, and I don't want to take out a larger ride to put a smaller ride in. I'd love to bring back the train that we used to have. That was a smaller family train. Well, we had the monorail too, but that kind of went around the whole north end of the park, and that was it was neat and all. But again, we're so challenged on land, it's kind of hard to figure out what we want to do. And I know you guys would rather see big coasters, so I need to keep my mind set.
Quick question. Have you addressed with your crew load times, like on coasters? I know like last year I was experiencing between 5 and 7 minutes wait between the time the train comes into the station and the time the train goes out of the station. Where I've seen it in a lot of other parks, the typical load times are under an
Right.
reload tracks.
Yeah, I mean, Pete Carmichael, I think you know Pete Carmichael, our Director of Operations, is a very, very competent individual. He looks at that all the time, and you know, he's trying to figure out ways to make it more efficient and faster to get people on up the right. But again, part of our long range strategy is obviously to give people more rides per guest, and the way to do that is by our strategy is spreading guests out to the park a little bit better. You know, clearly we could deliver more rides on the Cyclone, more rides on Catapult and those areas, but everybody kind of migrates down to the south end of the park right now because that's where our larger inventory is. So we are looking at those types of things, and Pete is always on his radar. And believe it or not, I mean, our weekly staff meeting when we're operating during the summer, I mean, he gives us statistics of where we're at with load times, so we are trying to address that, make it look much more efficient and much better for the rider to get more rides in. Yes?
I realize the answer to this is probably going to be no, but I have to ask anyway. As you do go through Cyclone and retract, is there any chance that the original first drop's going to come back, or?
No, I mean, that's really not a decision for me to make. That would be our engineering department, but so, you know, we reprofiled it for a reason and lowered it and smoothed out that first turn there. I don't think it'll come back. But you know, you never know. I mean, if we decide if we decide to do a complete reprofile like they did with the Texas Giant, then you know, obviously nothing's off the table at that point. So, and that would really be up to our designers and our engineers to figure out with our input, of course. And obviously, we want the most exciting roller coaster with the highest drop and the fastest turns and all that. So internally, we would be pushing for something like that if it ever came down to doing something like that. Yes, sir.
Hi. Why y'all cancel the Grove parade? Like y'all night parade?
Yep. Just you know, the Globe Parade. Again, we are very challenged on space, and the Globe Parade is a nice part of the park, but it was very challenging for us to be able to pull it off every night, especially on nights that we have large attendance crowds. And it felt better that you know, we got through it, and that was probably not that size of parade at night was very difficult for us to do. And again, you know, we listened to what guests had to say. Guests liked the parade, but then also guests had an issue because we pretty much cut off the midway for 45 minutes. And if you were on the wrong side and you couldn't get to the front gate, it was an issue. So, you know, we're looking at moving those assets maybe to another park, and maybe they'll be doing the Globe Parade. But, you know, it was a great thing. We are going to be doing a night show, though, a closing night show this year, which I forgot to mention, to try to make up for the Globe Parade. We'll be using some assets from the parade, but to move that parade down the midway was pretty challenging, as you can imagine. So works great in our parks where we have a larger midway to be able to do that, but for us we were pretty challenged. Yes.
I know you probably won't be able to answer this, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Any plans for more roller coasters?
Well, there's always plans for more roller coasters. It's a matter of whether or not we get the capital to put them in and all. So, you know, obviously that's the ride of choice if we can do that. But you know, it's always on our radar, and we just have to see, you know, what fits into the capital plan going forward. So, I wouldn't say that we wouldn't be looking at more roller coasters in the future.
I understand that Six Flags New England will be the host of the national convention the year after next.
Yes.
How did that go about? And I'm really excited about that. And can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Well, the decision obviously was made rather quickly on my end, but everybody's excited at the park to be hosting that, and really we love having the coaster enthusiasts out at the park, and it was really a no-brainer to say yes. I mean, it wasn't a hard decision to do that. So we're excited. So yes.